Okay, testing. All right, looks good. Okay, welcome back, guys. Welcome to this video, OpenFOAM Intermediate. On OpenFOAM Intermediate, and we're going to continue where we left off. Last video we talked a little bit about change dictionary, where we were able to use this utility to change the patches. Okay, change the patches, at least the type of patches. For example, we could change auto1 into from a patch, from a boundary type, which is a patch, into a wall. Okay, so now I'm going to continue. We want to see how we can change the name of our patches. Okay, we take a look at boundary. Okay, we want to change the name of our patches. So how are we supposed to do so? What utilities are there? So if you can still recall from our previous videos, we talk about toposet and toposet and create patch. So if you take a look at the old run files, you'll see the toposet and create patch are being run over here. Of course, with the dictionaries being toposet dictionary and create patch dictionary. What does toposet do? Just for your refresh your memory, toposet actually selects a few faces, a group of faces, and groups them together as a face set. Okay, that's what it does. And create patch takes these face sets and assigns them to a patch. Okay, so that's basically what both of these utilities do. Now, we were doing, in the past videos, we were taking a look at toposet and create patch in a rather different way. We were using them to make patches out of, we are using them to group together patches from a cylinder into something more of, into the inlet and the outlet. That's what we are trying to do last time. So this is our toposet dictionary. So it's been a while since I've been here, so I probably forgot lots of what I did already. So I'll probably have to watch I have to go and do some refreshers to remember what I did. But the idea is that you have this thing you can do, this set of actions. For example, you have this cylinder, right? Cylinder. You are trying to make a new face set. For example, name cylinder. This is actually the face set that you want to have. Then you say the type is face set, the action is new, and what is the source? You take it from a patch. Okay, so this is what you do with a patch to face. Okay, so you're using for patch to face, we are taking all the faces that are in a certain patch, and we'll group them into a face set. So okay, before I continue, let me try and highlight what I'm trying to do. Okay, all right. So basically, we have the patches here. All right, we have the patches here by auto patch. This one is called auto1. Let's call this auto1. Then auto0 is auto1. Auto1, and I'll cancel these two away. And this is called auto2. Alright, auto0, auto1, auto2. Right, these actually all have a certain set of faces associated with them. So what are the faces here? These are all these little squares that you'll see at the boundary, right? So this is supposed to be some sort of inlet face set. Okay, inlet face set. And then all the face sets that are over here, they should be assigned to the wall patch. So what we're trying to do here, okay, let's see whether I can squeeze this down. Okay, let me copy and paste or cut and paste. Okay, and I want to minimize. Okay, forget it. Move layers. Let me see. All right, never mind. I just manually redid this image. So you have a pipe, cylinder with auto1, auto0, auto1, and auto2. Each of them have an associated group of faces or face set. Okay. and then you'll have another face set here. Face set. Alright, what the idea is that from each of these face set, we're going to construct new patches. Alright, new patches. We're going to construct new patches, and then we'll just call it, like this one could be called the inlet patch, and this one we call the wall, and this one we call outlet. Okay, maybe we won't use these names exactly. We'll try to use something that's compatible with what our boundary conditions are, so that we don't have to change too much. If we take a look at the U, for example, we have a top patch, wall, and bottom patch. Alright, that's all we are doing here. So we have a top patch, which maybe we'll call auto 1. Actually, we don't know which patch is which yet. So there is a way we can do this. We can take a look at the paraview. Alright, we take a look at the paraview, the refined pipe snappy foam. Of course, we can take a look at which patch is which just by looking at the axis. Okay, and you can kind of select things. Of course, I was told by some of some of you were telling me, and also, all right. I think Franco, you would some of the users on this channel, Franco. I don't know if I'm pronouncing. Welcome to this. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but okay. It says that he says that you can differentiate the patches using different colors in paraview, and he's like, okay, yeah. Actually, that's right. It's a much easier way of differentiating your patches, and you don't have to do a selection in and out. So let's do that. Okay, so let's do it the lazy way, right? I'm going to do it the very lazy way. Okay, so we have this pipe. We see we have this pipe, so to speak, or cylinder, right? We have this cylinder. Then we want to color it using different colors. One of the most easy ways to do it is with this VTK composite index thing over here. Or you can also select the colors over here into VTK composite index. Alright, normally then it will show you like different patches having different colors, but you still don't know which color is talking about which patch. Alright, you don't know which color is talking about which patch. Actually, I was meddling with the file just now, and I was playing with some settings. This is what came out, but normally when you start a new file, it won't be like that. So let me try and reopen Refine Snappy Pipe Foam again. You'll have this mesh again, and we'll try to do auto 2, 1, and 0, and we'll use that. And of course, we'll try to use VTK, Visualization Toolkit. Alright, never mind. I think I should close and reopen. Then it's easier for us to see. Let's see. Okay, we'll have paraview. Let's go to this. Go up. Thin, intermediate plus, and there you go. Alright, VTK. Yes. Normally when you start your VTK, it will show you this VTK composite index in this sort of color. Alright. And if you do auto 1, 2, 1, and 0, you will see your VTK composite index being as such. You will see, a whole range of numbers here. And what you want to do is to start editing that. And how do I do it? You go to the coloring section under properties. Properties is over here. I'm using paraview 5.7, so for different versions maybe it'll be different, but it'll be under the coloring section, and you can just edit under this coloring section under properties. Press edit, and you'll see this color map editor going on my right here. And the next thing you can do is to say, okay, interpret values as categories. Okay, that's easy for you. It makes it easier to see, because when you have one number, it will represent one set of faces, right? One set of faces. All right. it will give you one set of faces. All right, and you'll see this default color scheme. May not be as nice, but it does the job. So from this you can see right here which patch is which. At least number 3 is very obvious. Number 3 is the wall patch, and you have one patch that's gray colored, that's index number 2. Another patch which is green colored, which is this patch number 4. Sorry if well, if you're colorblind and all, you may have to use a different color scheme. This may not be helpful to you, but yeah. So if you're colorblind, I suppose you could use this. You could uncheck and uncheck these boxes to see which patch is which. This should be working for you. For those of us who are not, you can still use this color scheme. But even with this, it's a little bit hard to tell which patch is which, because they are just given numbers. The labels are numbers rather than patch names. So how does this whole numbering system work? Right, let me demonstrate. Okay, if I just select one patch, the number it will be gray in color, as you can see. So you can see this at this end, this little patch here is gray colored. So that means it has the index of 2. If I select another patch here, it will be this number, which it will be this color, which means that this wall patch is it has an index of 2. If I select the last patch again, it will be gray color, and again it has the index of 2. So how does this indexing system works? If you look at this, it probably starts at 2. So you look at this list here. If I select auto 0 and auto 1, this one's pretty obvious which patch is which. Okay, auto 0, which is the topmost patch in this mesh regions box here, it will be gray colored. The next one will be red colored, which is the index of 3. So if I do auto 1, if I select auto 1 and auto 2, then the auto 1 here will be gray colored, auto 2 will be red colored. So if you can see, if you check your boxes here in the mesh regions, the first region, the first category you tick, that will take, in this case, a composite index of 2, and then the next one will be a composite index of 3, and so on. If you put an internal mesh here, the inside should be so-called green color, but when you have this yellow color you see here, it will be called not a number, so that doesn't quite apply. But again, if you select auto 0, 1 and 2, you will see that if you go by that logic, the 0th patch, auto 0, will be this number 2 here. Auto 1 will be this red color, which is index number 3, and auto 2 will be index number 4. Alright, and if you add the axis, over here, which is under properties, and you can see the lighting, you'll see this axis grid which you can tick. We can see that the z-axis goes from 0.0 or 0 all the way to 0.4. So we take a look at this one. The auto 2 is actually right on top. Okay, this green patch, which is auto 2, it will be right on top, and this will be the high Z patch. Auto 2 is actually the high Z patch. It has the highest Z coordinate of all the patches, and then auto 0 here will be the low Z patch, because the Z coordinate of auto 0 is Z equals to 0, and that's the other way you can actually visualize your patches here, so no problem here. Okay, so enough with the coloring scheme thing. Okay, so that's the other way you can talk about it. We want to actually group these auto 0, auto 1 and auto 2 into the face sets, and as we know, auto 0 is actually the low Z face, the low Z patch. Okay, and auto 2 is the high Z patch. So this is the low Z, and this is the high Z, the high Z patch. All right, so let's take a look at what we have in our boundary fields. when we take a look at U, we have a top patch, right? And we also call this the bottom patch. So we have a top and bottom patch. Bottom obviously means low Z, top patch means high Z. Then the rest is called wall. Alright, so this idea we have is called bottom patch here. We want this patch name to be called bottom patch, and the other one to be top patch. P-A-T-C-H. And then the middle one we'll just call it wall. Alright, the middle one we'll just call it wall. And this is the 3 patches that we want. Alright, so how do we do this? We want to create some new toposet dictionary, right? So let's go to system and we'll try to make a new toposet dictionary. Why do we want to make a new toposet dictionary? Because if we replace this, then the old snappy hack smash toposet won't work. I mean, I still want to keep that, so I want to copy this toposet into a toposet dict auto patch. So I will have this toposet dict auto patch just to make sure it's different. Okay, so let's take a look at toposet dict auto patch and see what it does. Alright, I want to make a new face set called bottom patch, right? Bottom patch, right? Because that's, oopsie, undo. Let's do this again, bottom patch, and we'll save this, and let's take a look at U. We want this to be called the bottom patch. Alright, and then we also want another patch to be called the top patch. So let's delete everything here. Oopsie, delete. Now just delete everything in the actions part. So and stop here. And alright, we want to make another patch. We'll not make another patch called the top patch. So I'm going to use the visual mode. So I'm going to press V, and then I'll scroll up using the arrow keys. I will press Y, which is the VI command for yank, equivalent of copy. Then you say here 13 lines yanked. If you look at the bottom left part, now just press paste. So that's one way to use VI pretty efficiently. So the other patch I want it to be called a top patch. Alright, we want this to be called top patch, and I want it to be named, I want it to be named top patch. Okay, the wall one we can sort of we need to rename it as well. So let's rename. Let's make one for wall. Okay, so I'll yank and I'll paste it here. Okay, so instead of top patch, I will have wall over here. Okay, so bottom patch is auto 0. The middle patch will be auto 1, and top patch will be auto 2. Let's do that. So here will be auto 0. Alright, here will be auto 1, and the last one will be auto 2. Okay, so let's save. Hopefully there is no there's no such, no careless mistakes there. After we do our topo set, next thing we want to do is to do the create patch. Okay, we want to do a create patch so that we can so-called override. We can make the new patch. Alright, let's do a create patch. So this is how the create patch.dictionary works. Alright, and actually I want to delete the auto 0, auto 1 and auto 2 patches as well, but I'll do that later. I'll try to do that later if I can, but let's make a create patch dictionary into create patch, dict okay, auto patch. Okay, that's how I'll name it. Let's take a look at that, and yeah, we'll call this new patch called the top patch over here. Alright. Alright, so actually there was an even simpler way to do this, I think. Yeah, we'll just create patches from the patch. I mean, from existing patch. You don't have to group it into face sets and use create patch to do it. Looks like over here we are able to construct a new patch from existing patches. We don't have to construct it using a new face set. So that's kind of, you know, a bit of an inefficient way of doing it. But alright, okay. Let's just do this. So let's construct from patches. Patches, and let's call this auto 0. So this one, I want a top patch. Top patch should be auto 2. So let's do that. Okay. Patches. So the patches name will be auto 1. And the bottom patch will be constructed from auto 0. Construct from patches. Okay, looks like my time is up. Well, let me try and finish this. Okay. And see whether it works. Alright, create patch. Dictionary system where is it? Create patch, auto patch. Okay, let's see what it does. Alright, so it's adding a new patch. So what it does is that look at the log output. So it has a new patch called patch number 4. Okay, it's a type patch. Okay, and it is adding a new patch wall as patch 5, adding a new patch bottom patch as patch 6, and then it's moving all the faces from auto 2 to patch 4, which is this this patch called top patch. Auto 1 will be moved to patch 5. Patch 5 is this wall patch. Auto 0 is this patch 6, which is the bottom patch. Perfect. So what it does after that is to do some house cleaning. It will remove the 0 size patch cylinder. It will remove the patch auto, and remove the patch auto 1, and remove the patch auto 2. So you won't see them anymore. Okay, so this is the more efficient way to do it. So let's take a look at what our paraview now looks like. Alright, let's reload. Oops, I should have used F5 or whatever. Alright, so let's take a look. We have a wall, bottom patch, and top patch over here. Alright, we have that, which is great. And now we will use what we learned just now with the color scheme. Alright, we can do the color scheme thing again. So we use VTK composite index. So wall, okay, looks a bit different. Okay, I have to correct myself. Looks like the wall patch is always this number 3 rather than you know, a number 0. Okay, how looks like let's see. So the pattern in this case looks very different from what we were describing earlier. Okay, never mind. Okay, so looks like the wall will always be noted as the 3rd patch. Alright, we'll have this index of 3. Okay, the wall will always have the index of 3 if you go accordingly. If you check back and forth, if you select the bottom patch, top patch, and wall, the wall will always be the third patch in this case. So yeah, maybe the formula I was talking about, I mean the way of reading the color scheme just now was wrong, but you can take a look by checking on and off these patches to take a look at which patch is which, corresponds to which patch name corresponds to which patch. Okay, but our intent is kind of finished. We've actually renamed our patches rather quickly without having to use topo set. We'll just use create patch, and it will name all the patches nicely for us. All right. But anyway, you could use the topo set way, but that's way inefficient and frankly speaking unnecessary. Okay, but that's all I have for you. Hopefully this video was helpful, and we'll catch you next time. Okay, bye.